What's up guys, LeftBurst here, and today I'm finally going to be doing the episode review everyone's been asking me to do, episode 51, the final episode of Beyblade Burst Turbo. Now, before I start this video, I just want to apologize because I haven't been uploading videos as of recently. I don't think I even uploaded a video this week, and that's just because my school was ending its third quarter, and my teachers were being stupid, and they were giving me a bunch of projects and tests before the quarter ends because they were like, we need grades in, so I kind of spent that time studying. Also, I was playing, don't judge me, I was playing a lot of Minecraft, like a really unhealthy amount of Minecraft. So like all my free time, instead of going to videos, I was playing Minecraft because, I don't know, I just found the survival server and then I got addicted and it's a problem. I promise I'll try to not play as much Minecraft and to try to actually make videos. Like, I'm really excited about the new GT Beyblades, but I was more excited about Minecraft. That sounds really sad. Also, if you want to join the Minecraft server I'm playing on, because you want to play with me, I'll have the server link in the description below. So yeah, go check that out, and if you do join, just tell them in the chat that LeftBurst sent you or whatever. So yeah, sorry about that. Sorry about not uploading. I will upload more later this week, hopefully like at least 3 videos. Expect like, I'm gonna try to do like a tier list video where I make a tier list on all the Chosy Beyblades. I think that'll be really fun. I'm getting off track. Let's talk about the main topic of this video, the episode review. Now, of course, if you haven't seen the episode yet, spoilers, obviously. I think that's pretty obvious because this is going to be a review. So yeah, go check it out and then come back to this video. Now that you're back, let's talk about this. Alright, so overall, episode 51, my opinions on it, I think it was a pretty good episode. I enjoyed it, but I know a lot of people were disappointed because it was the last episode of Beyblade Burst Show Z, and I feel like episode 50 might have been better than episode 51, and why I think that is just because episode 50 had a lot more cool scenes. There are a lot more like aesthetically pleasing scenes than episode 51. Now, don't get me wrong, this episode had a lot of really cool scenes, but I think there are a lot more cool scenes in episode 50. Another reason why I think episode 50 might have been better was because there's more on the stake. Like, for instance, Aiga was versing Fi in episode 50, the main antagonist, the main person who broke like everyone's Beyblade. He broke Free's Beyblade, he broke Shu's Beyblade, he broke the Vice Leopard's owner's Beyblade. I still don't know his name. Let me think. I forgot. I forgot his name. What was his name? It was a weird kid. A bunch of kids are gonna roast me in the comments because I forgot some irrelevant character's name. And of course, I know a lot of people actually like that Vice Leopard's owner, but like, I don't know, he's just weird. I don't like him. Anyway, I'm getting off track. So yeah, overall, episode 50 had more stakes on the line because of course he was versing Fi, and if Fi were to win, Aiga's Beyblade, Chosy Achilles, was gonna break. But now in episode 50, it's just like a friendly battle between Aiga and Vault. Of course, there's like the championship on the line, but I don't think that's as big as a deal as like breaking Chosy Achilles. But I don't know, maybe I could be wrong because breaking Beyblades in Chosy, it's not really that big of a deal as shown by Shu. Shu's Beyblade broke, Chosy's broken, and in the very next episode, the very next day, he got like the same exact Beyblade remade. So it doesn't really matter if your Beyblade breaks. No, it doesn't, because you can literally just go to the store or you can make the same exact Beyblade like in a day. It's not really that big of a deal. Anyway, let's get started on this episode. So yeah, this episode starts off, we see Aiga training with this giant machine thing. If you guys remember the machine, it's where you launch the Beyblade and it's supposed to strengthen your launching power. It was introduced to Aiga by Louis Shirasaki. Again, what happened to Louis Shirasaki? It's so weird. I really wish he came back. Like, at least, how cool would it be if he was like, I don't even care if he battled again with Bloody Longinus. I just kind of want to see him in the stands. Like, just show him in the stands. Let us see that Louis Shirasaki is still alive. He kind of just disappeared. Like, come on. Anyway, so yeah, he's working on his launching pad with this launching machine. And let me just say, this launching machine is extremely dangerous. Like, oh my god, Aiga should not be playing with this thing. This thing can like destroy buildings. It's crazy. Like, for instance, in this episode, he was using the launching machine and it hit this like wagon or wheelbarrow full of stuff. It threw the wheelbarrow or the wagon in the air and it just exploded. It literally bursted like a Beyblade. And another thing I found really funny was when the wagon bursted. Look at everyone's face. Look at Aiga's face. Look at Ranjaro's face. Look at Fubuki's face. I've never seen Fubuki look like that. Like, look how Fubuki looks so weird. It's so out of character for Fubuki to look so like stressed, so surprised like this. And it was just funny to see. Anyway, so yeah, we get a quick scene at the beginning of Aiga training with this extremely dangerous machine. Alright, so after that scene, we cut to a scene of Aiga versus Volt at the stadium, and oh my gosh, when I first saw this scene, I was so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, this is the last battle of Cho-Z, and I was getting really hyped, because if you guys remember the last episode of Beyblade vs. God, which was between like Shu and Volt, oh my god, that episode was so amazing. That episode was so great. So I was expecting a lot from this last episode from Cho-Z, and I will say I was a little disappointed, but it was a pretty cool battle. Alright, anyway. So, when it starts off, we get to see both sides of the stand. Half the stadium is half the audience is rooting for Aiga, and half the audience is rooting for Volt. The side that's rooting for Aiga is basically all the new characters that were introduced in Cho-Z, those being Ranjaro, Aiga's sister Fubuki, Suo, and the whole entire Beguma Bay Club. Well, not the whole entire Beguma Bay Club, but most of the lackeys. And the people who are voting for Volt, or rooting for Volt, is of course Volt's sibling, Volt's mom, Kit Lopez, and Shu Kurenai. I'm actually kind of surprised. I mean, no, I'm not surprised that Shu Kurenai is rooting for Volt. I would expect him, because they're like best friends or whatever, right? They're besties, oh my god. Anyway, so Volt and Aiga both enter the stadium. They're walking towards the stadium, and Volt gets distracted. He's like waving to his fans. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna win. He's like waving to his parents. He's waving to his siblings, and Aiga's getting mad at him. He's like, Volt, get over here so we can start this stupid battle. And for some reason, when Volt starts walking over, it seems like he's making these giant stomps. Like, you hear these giant stomps as Volt's walking over, and then for some reason, we see Volt as a giant. And I was like so confused when this happened. So Volt appears as a giant, and it's really weird. I think this is because Aiga sees Volt as like a huge opponent, as if like when he obtained Cho-Z Valkyrie, he literally grew in strength. Not only grew in strength, he grew in size. He became a giant. So yeah, for some reason we see this scene with Giant Volt, and I really wish Giant Volt just stayed for the rest of the battle. Imagine that just turned canon. For some reason, Volt just grew. I mean, as crazy as that sounds, that would kind of make sense, because there's some crazy stuff that happens in Beyblade Burst. Like, Aiga's hair literally like just goes Super Saiyan for some reason, and during Fi's battle it went Super Saiyan 2. Fi's eyes change colors. The new character in GT, his hair lights on fire. Louis Shirasaki's hair is literally fire. It would make sense if Volt just grew a couple more feet out of nowhere. Like, I wouldn't question. I'd be like, oh, that's anime for you. Anyway, so yeah, of course, Volt doesn't stay that way, and Aiga kind of snaps out of it. Volt turns into his normal size, and they start the battle. Now, both Beyblades are launched in the stadium. Both Beyblades, of course, activate their Cho-Z ability, their Cho-Z unburstable wings, because if they didn't activate their Cho-Z unburstable wings, that'd be kind of stupid. I mean, it was kind of a plot device at the beginning when Aiga and Volt first got their Cho-Z prefix Beyblades, because it was like, oh no, I didn't launch it hard enough, and the Cho-Z wings didn't come out, I might lose this. But this is the final battle, so everything's at stake, so they kind of have to always use their Cho-Z wings. So yeah, they both launch their Beyblades in the stadium. Both Beyblades attack very similarly. It's as if they're like the same exact Beyblade, both going in for similar attacks. And at first, Aiga goes in for a crazy attack. He's able to hit Volt's Burst Stopper back in, just like he did to just like Fi was trying to do to him that battle before, and he hits Valkyrie's Burst Stopper back in, but that doesn't stop Valkyrie. Valkyrie hits the wall and does a Cho-Z Cho-Z jet shoot, and oh my gosh, it's so cool, guys. Hits the wall, Cho-Z jet shoot, goes straight towards Cho-Z Achilles, and actually hits Cho-Z Achilles Burst Stopper in. So like, at this point, I was like, what's the point of the Burst Stoppers if they're both just gonna hit them back in? I was like so confused. They might as well just not have burst stoppers in the first place if the opponent's just gonna hit the burst stoppers back in and they're gonna become burstable again. I was just kind of confused on that. Maybe like Vault saw that reasoning, or Vault thought of that reasoning, and that's why his GT Beyblade doesn't have burst stoppers. He was like, hey, wait a second, why am I putting so much effort into getting these burst stoppers out if they don't even work half the time because my opponent hits the burst stoppers back in? This is stupid. So when he made Slash Valkyrie was like, you know what, screw the burst stoppers, we don't need them anymore, they were useless anyways. Anyway, so yeah, both the Beyblades burst stoppers got hit back in, so both the Beyblades are burstable again. They both go in for a crazy attack in the middle. I think Aiga uses like something like Chozy upper launch or something, that's his special move, and Vault uses, of course, Chozy slash whatever special move. I don't know, there's so many special moves, it's hard to keep track. Anyway, they clash in the middle. Both Bladers are screaming like crazy because that's just how it works in Beyblade. In real life, if you scream during a Beyblade tournament, they'll kick you out of the whole entire tournament. But apparently in the anime, you can scream to your heart's content and no one will care. So yeah, they both scream, they both pour their Bay Spirit into their Beyblades, and it ends up both Beyblades go straight into the air and burst at the same time. And yeah, so the first battle ends in a tie, and after that we see both characters' reaction to having a tie. Aiga, he's like really disappointed, he's really mad, he's like, grr, why what was that? I don't know. Grr. Why didn't I beat Volt? Why aren't I good enough? But when you look at Volt's reaction's a lot different. He's actually happy. He's actually excited. He's like, you grew a lot. I'm really excited for this battle. This battle's gonna be really fun. And I guess that kind of inspires Aiga. Aiga also gets happy and gets hyped. And it's just kind of showing both the Bladers' perspective. Like Volt's perspective, he wants to have fun. He has fun with Beyblade battles. Aiga's perspective, at least towards the beginning of the series, he wanted to win. He wanted to become the best. But I feel like Volt's kind of perspective on all of Beyblade is kind of like rubbing off on Aiga, and Aiga's kind of feeling like, yeah, Beyblade battles are supposed to be fun, I'm supposed to have fun doing this, and that's really cool seeing that happen. Anyway, they start their next battle. Of course, the burst stoppers come out, even though it's not really gonna do anything because the burst stoppers just get hit back in anyway, but whatever, you guys do you. Both Beyblades launch at each other, go straight towards each other, and again, just like the first battle, they seem like they're doing the exact same motion. So yeah, they both hit each other, and they're both hit towards the wall, they both hit the wall, and then they both go crashing towards the center. And then a giant explosion happens in the center, and both Beyblades get launched straight out of the stadium, and Chozy Valkyrie hits the ground first, Chozy Achilles hits the ground second, so Aiga gains the point, and Aiga's really happy about that. But Volt, of course, Volt's a good sport, he doesn't really care, he's like, whatever, good for you, Aiga, I'll crush you next time, and I'll keep my championship. So yeah, and and Volt's like a really good guy. You know, for the first like 2 seasons, Beyblade Burst, the regular one, the first season of Beyblade Burst and Beyblade Burst God, the last battle, at least for every season, the final battle was against like an antagonist. Like, remember Beyblade Burst season 1, it was against Louis Shirasaki, and Louis Shirasaki was kind of a jerk. Actually, no, Louis Shirasaki wasn't really an antagonist now that I think of it. He's more of an anti-hero. Like, he's not really a bad guy, he just has his own ideals, and most people don't agree with those ideals, so he's kind of an anti-hero. But in Beyblade Burst God, that was definitely a bad guy. I'm sorry, Shukurna, you're like my favorite character in all of Beyblade Burst God, but like you, and not all of Beyblade Burst God, and all of Beyblade Burst in general, but he was definitely a bad guy in that season. A really bad guy. He was evil. So, yeah, but finally, in Chozy, we kind of get like a friendly battle for the last battle, and I mean, I'm not arguing, I like friendly battles. Anyway, enough talking about that, let's start the third battle. They start their third battle, both Beyblades get launched in the stadium, both their Chozy wings go out their unburstable wings, and Aiga, he doesn't waste any time, he goes straight for his special move. I think it was Chozy Cutter or something, I couldn't understand his Japanese accent, but I'm pretty sure the special move is called Chozy Cutter, and it's a really cool special move where his blades like glow, and they kind of like make this aura of like 2 knives, and it's amazing. So he uses Chozy Cutter, hits Chozy Valkyrie, and is able to hit Chozy Valkyrie's wings and right away, right off the bat. But Chozy Valkyrie, apparently during the battle, Chozy Valkyrie awakens his evolution driver. Remember in season 1 where Victory Valkyrie had the variable driver, and the more it wore down, the better it was. Well, apparently Chozy Valkyrie during this battle wore down its evolution driver, so it literally like evolved in the middle of the battle, and it's really cool. So yeah, Chozy Valkyrie's evolution driver awakens, and Chozy Valkyrie goes around the stadium extremely fast around Chozy Achilles, because of course its evolution driver awakened, which means the Beyblade is more powerful, and because Chozy Valkyrie was going around the stadium at such a high velocity, its Chozy wings were actually able to reactivate, which is crazy. Like, you can never do that in real life. It's never like in real life where you launch the Beyblade and the Beyblade goes, and you don't like get the Chozy wings out at first, but the Beyblade spins so fast in the middle of the battle that the wings come out. Like that'll never happen in real life, but it can happen in the anime, because everything can happen in the anime. Anyway, so Valkyrie's wings, Chozy wings come out again, because Valkyrie is just a god, and its evolution driver awakened, and after that it uses flash shoot, hits Chozy Achilles. Both Beyblades clash in the stadium. Chozy Valkyrie is actually able to hit Chozy Achilles' burst stopper in, and then burst Chozy Achilles. So right now the score is 2 Volt, 1 Aiga. Volt's in the lead. I'm not gonna spoil it, but I'm hoping that Volt's gonna win. I'll tell you what happens later in this episode. Anyway, so after this, surprisingly, Aiga's actually excited. He's laughing. He's like, again, like Volt is kind of rubbing off on Aiga. Aiga's having fun even though he's losing, which is really cool. And after this, they start their fourth and final battle. But before they start their battle, both bladers give off this like white, cloudy, mystical aura. And we get a scene where we see both Aiga and Volt with their avatar Beyblades, Chozy Achilles and Chozy Valkyrie. So, while they're in this white abyss landscape, Aiga kind of asks Chozy Achilles, he's kind of like, Chozy Achilles, do we stand a chance against Volt? Can we actually beat Chozy Valkyrie? And I always love when Chozy Achilles talks in the Beyblade Burst anime, because he's as if Aiga had like a hype man. Chozy Achilles is Aiga's hype man. He's always like, you got this, Aiga, you're strong, we can destroy him, there's no one who can take you down, you're the bomb.com. So of course, that gives Aiga a little confidence, and they start their final battle. Both bladers launch a Beyblade into the stadium, except instead of transferring back into reality, we still stay in this white landscape, this white abyss, and it's really cool because the Beyblades battle, but they're not battling in a stadium. They're battling as if it's just like they're battling in nothingness, and it's just so cool. If you guys haven't checked out the episode, it's a really cool scene, just seeing two Beyblades battle in like a white background. No stadium, no nothing, just the two Beyblades clashing with their spirits. Anyway, Volt powers up. He's like, go, Chozy Valkyrie, attack Aiga's Beyblade, attack Chozy Achilles. And we see Volt kind of turn into his avatar, turn into Chozy Valkyrie. And then we see the same exact thing with Aiga, except in reverse. Chozy Achilles is like, go Aiga, let's attack him, and Chozy Achilles slowly turns into Aiga, and it's really cool because you can kind of see both the bladers. I feel like in Aiga's case, or not Aiga's case, in Volt's case, he's more like controlled over Chozy Valkyrie. He's kind of like the leader, while in Aiga and Chozy Achilles' case, I feel like Chozy Achilles is more of a leader than Aiga, which is kind of weird how the base sphere is more of a leader than the actual blader. Anyway, both Beyblades clash in the middle of the stadium, but then Volt powers up. It looks like Valkyrie actually is able to win this clash, and Volt creates this weird aura, and it's so cool. Oh my gosh, he creates this weird aura, this weird like energy, and he creates his energy sword, and then he uses his slash. He tells Chozy Valkyrie to use his Chozy slash, and it's so cool. Look at Chozy Valkyrie using Chozy slash and this white abyss. Anyway, he goes up, hits Chozy Achilles, amazing clash, and once he hits Chozy Achilles, he sends Chozy Achilles straight up into the air, and we come back to reality. And we just see Chozy Achilles go straight into the air, and it looks like Chozy Achilles is about to lose, get a stadium out, and Volt's about to win the championship, and Aiga's just about to give up. But then Chozy Achilles' avatar appears out of nowhere, and he's like, Aiga, don't give up, we can still win this. Then Chozy Achilles goes down the Beyblade, and it barely misses the edge of the stadium, barely goes back into the stadium, hits hits the wall and legit performs Spriggan Requiem, or a Shukuranai right here, because it hits the stadium wall and it changes modes from stamina mode to attack mode. Then both Beyblades swirl around each other in a spiral pattern and clash in the middle of the stadium using both their special moves. And it's so cool, they make this giant clash, both Beyblades fly straight into the air, and then one Beyblade bursts. And it is revealed that the one Beyblade that bursted is indeed Chozy Valkyrie, and Chozy Achilles is the winner, which means Aiga is the new champion. He's the new Beyblade champion of the whole entire world. And yeah, that's basically how this episode ends. Aiga beats Vault, and again, overall, it's not the best episode in Beyblade Burst history, in my opinion. Not the best battle, but it is definitely a really good battle. I definitely really enjoyed it. I feel like the reason why it wasn't the best battle in Beyblade Burst history is just because there wasn't enough at stake. It was kind of just a friendly battle. It's like whoever wins, the other person was going to be happy nevertheless, because it's like, oh, Vault won, good for him, he's the champion, he deserved it. Oh, Aiga won, oh, he's been training really hard, he deserved it. It's not like if Vault lost, then Aiga would take over the world or something. It was kind of just like, oh, cool, friendly battle. So there wasn't really much at stake, which kind of took away some of the hypeness from the battle. It was intense, but like not really that intense. And it was kind of a lame way to end off the Chozy series. But the Chozy series, in my opinion, was not the strongest series in the world. I mean, don't get me wrong. Season 1 and Season 2 Beyblade Burst and Beyblade Burst God, they weren't the best animes seasons ever, but I think they were at least a lot better than Chozy. Chozy's probably the worst one out of all three of them. In my opinion, I know a lot of people are gonna be like mad at this or like not agree with me, but I think I enjoyed Season 1 the best. I think Season 1 was my favorite series of all of Beyblade, just because I don't know why, but it felt a lot more lighthearted and a lot more slice of life and a lot more emotional than the other two series, because God was kind of overdramatic and Chozy was definitely really overdramatic. Beyblade Burst, the first season, just seemed really genuine, and I really liked that. I really liked that aspect about that. There was no, there was, of course, destroying Beyblades, but no one destroyed Beyblades on purpose. Whenever a Beyblade broke, it wasn't anyone's fault. They didn't mean to. Everyone was like, they were kids. They didn't mean to break other people's Beyblades. They felt bad when they broke other people's Beyblades. They weren't trying to take over the world. They weren't trying to do anything. They were just having, like, a fun tournament, having, like, just fun Beyblading and having Beyblade battles, and it was really cool. But in God and Chozy, it just went kind of crazy. Like, the Beyblades started taking over the Beybladers, and like evil auras and stuff. It was just really weird. But I did enjoy the last two series, although again, I did enjoy the first series more. Anyway, if you guys are hyped for GT, because we do get Beyblade Burst GT next week, Monday, expect me to record a review on the first episode of Beyblade Burst Gotchi, aka Beyblade Burst GT. I'm actually super excited to see how that series goes. Seeing how we don't see Aiga in Beyblade Burst GT, I definitely think we're going to see Aiga later in Beyblade Burst GT, maybe not at the beginning. Maybe Vault's actually the champion now in GT. Maybe Vault beat Aiga between GT and Chozy, and Vault's the new champion. That's why we see Vault and not Aiga. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Also, I did see Leo Burst's manga review, and apparently in the manga at least, there's like divisions of bladers. So you have like the senior bladers and then like the junior bladers. And the junior bladers are like kind of the younger bladers, and the senior bladers, I'm guessing, are like the older bladers. And the reason they had to do this was because they kind of wanted to keep Vault in the series, but I feel like Vault was getting really old. Like, how old is Vault in the GT series? I don't know what the time skip before Chozy in GT, but I'm guessing if it's 3 years, Vault would be really old. Vault would be like 17, right? He'd be like somewhere around 17 years old. So it'd be really weird having like a 17-year-old versus like a 10-year-old. Like, of course a 17-year-old would destroy. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed the last episode of Beyblade Burst Chozy, leave a like. And if you guys didn't enjoy it, please leave a like too, because I really like likes. I really don't know what likes do, but they help my self-esteem. I know they do that. So yeah, see you guys later. Have a nice day. LeftBurst out.